The sun has always occupied a unique place in the human imagination. Indeed, in many societies throughout history, it was worshipped as a god. The Colossus of Rhodes, one of the seven wonders of the ancient world, was a gargantuan statue of the sun god Helios. People once believed that the sun revolved around the earth, which was considered the center of the universe. They also believed that eclipses of the sun could cause hazardous conditions on earth. This belief perhaps resulted from the coincidence of an earthquake or volcanic eruption occurring during an eclipse. So, we're talking all about our personal star, the sun. So, the sun is an amazing thing that we need in our lives to be here on Earth. But back a long time ago, people used to think that the sun was a type of god and they worshipped it. People also thought that the Earth was the center of the universe and that the sun revolved around the Earth, which now we know is not the case, right? We know the sun is the center of our solar system and the Earth goes around it. But let's learn more about what we know about the sun. We know now that both of these beliefs are false. In fact, one of the most extraordinary things about the sun is that it is a perfectly ordinary star. It is no different from the billions of other stars scattered throughout the universe. Of course, it is significant to us because without its energy, life on Earth could not exist. But the sole reason Earth receives more heat and light from the sun than from the other billions of similar stars of the sun is that our sun is so close to us. It is a mere 93 million miles away. So the sun is the same as every other star in the universe. But what makes it important to us is because we have its energy, right? We get the heat and the light from the sun, and that's why it's so important to us. But here it says it's a mere 93 million miles away. Now, why does it say mere and then a huge number, right? 93 million miles away? Because to us, it's the closest star we have. Every other star in the universe is much, much farther away. So, in comparison to the other stars, 93 million miles is just a little number. Light travels at a velocity of 186,000 miles per second. Light from the sun takes only 8 minutes to reach the Earth. Light from Proxima Centauri, the next closest star, takes over 4 years to reach us. If we imagine the sun diminishing to the size of an orange, Earth on this same scale would be 26 feet from the sun. Earth would be only marginally bigger than the period that ends this sentence. Proxima Centauri would be over 1,300 miles away. So the next closest star to us is this Proxima Centauri. And for our sun, it only takes 8 minutes from the light to go from the sun to the Earth. But from the next closest sun or star, it takes 4 years for the light to go from Proxima Centauri all the way to Earth. So really, there is no sun remotely close to us except for our own. Human beings no longer worship the sun, but they do study it. Eclipses of the sun provide a superb opportunity for doing this. Solar eclipses occur when the moon passes directly in front of the sun and blocks out its direct light. Astronomers eagerly await solar eclipses, although they have a brief duration. In photographs taken at such times, the sun appears as a black disk surrounded by tremendous flames leaping from its surface. These flames can be photographed only during an eclipse. They can attain a height of 120,000 miles. That is almost half the distance from Earth to the moon. So solar eclipses, we know now that they don't cause anything bad on the Earth, but they are a great opportunity for astronomers to learn about the sun and to photograph the sun. During this time, the sun is blocked out, so it looks black because the moon is blocking out the light. But around the edges, you can see the flames coming off of the sun, and that's only visible during an eclipse. By analyzing the sun's light, scientists discovered the main elements that make up the sun. They found that the sun is composed almost entirely of hydrogen. It contains a much smaller amount of helium and minute traces of all other elements as well. The sun's interior is about 150,000 times hotter than boiling water. It is hot enough that hydrogen atoms fuse and are transformed into helium atoms, giving off energy as they do so. This energy reaches Earth in many forms. The two most familiar to us are heat and light. So, by looking at the sun's light and analyzing it, scientists were able to discover the main elements that make it up, right? So, pretty much all of it's hydrogen, and there's a little helium and some other elements in there too. But the sun is so hot, when it heats up, all the hydrogen atoms, right? Some of the hydrogen atoms stick or fuse together and change into helium atoms, and that gives off energy. That energy is what comes to the Earth in forms of heat and light. By comparing the sun to other stars, scientists can estimate the age of the sun. For stars are born, reach middle age, and eventually die. We know that our sun is approximately 5 billion years old, which is middle-aged for a star. When it eventually uses up its entire supply of hydrogen, it will start to die. With no more fuel to burn, it will start to cool, getting larger and larger as it does so. It will finally become so enormous that it will envelop the planets closest to it, including our own Earth. However, there's no reason for anyone to be apprehensive. It will be 5 billion years before the sun terminates our planet. So, suns have a time where they are born or created. They can grow to middle age, and they have a time where they die or cease to exist. So, as a star gets older, right after its middle age, it'll get older and older. The hydrogen supply will start to lower, and the star will get bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually, it will get so big that it will destroy some planets that are close to it, including the Earth. But you don't have to worry about that. We're only about at middle aged with our sun, and it has about another 5 billion years to go before that ever becomes a problem. Thanks for listening today. We do have links related to each article, and if you want the link related to this one here, you can find it down in the description below.